Master Ranger is always one of those classes where I wish it was a really good class. It never really lives up to my expectations, and it's been buffed 2 or 3 times in the past, including one that happened like a few weeks back that I haven't covered on the channel yet, so I want to go over the new buff for the Master Ranger class. Let's get into it. Okay, so the class got a buff. The buff doesn't do anything too crazy. It's not like a VHL nerf or anything where it removes range from the class or anything. There's no changes like that. It's not adding anything crazy. What they said, what the class council said, was that the class was buffed to perform at the intended range of a mid-game class presented late in the Chaos Saga. Now it's a viable mid-game farmer and solo class, while not necessarily being the best choice for either. So, by their words, it's supposed to be a mediocre class that's not great at anything, and it lives up to that. You know, it's just like all the other mid-range kind of multi-target, kind of single-target DPS classes. It does what you'd expect it to do, basically. It's not crazy at, hey look, we're at rank 10. I've had this class for years. Or rank 10 on it. Actually, not this version. I sell it, buy it back from the wrap shop all the time. But anyway, every time they buff it. Yeah, as you can see here, we're just casually farming. We're not really paying too much attention, and we're pulling about 3,200 DPS. If I'm actually concentrating, it goes a bit higher than that. I do have an SOD equipped. There's cosmetically have my fists on there, but yeah. All right. So one thing about this class is every one of the skills are 2 targets. 2, 2, 2, 2, and the auto attack is also 2. Ranged auto attack, by the way, with 2 targets. Pretty cool, actually, for an auto attack to have that. But I love that they're mixing up the auto attacks for classes these days. Very nice. I don't think the Master Ranger class originally had that on the auto. I might be wrong about that. But yeah, so that might happen with the last buff. I don't know. But yeah, so you're only hitting 2, not 3 targets. So if you're in a room with competition, it might be a little bit harder if you're in a room with more people, but if you're solo in a room, which is how I tested the class, it actually doesn't make that much of a difference compared to its peers. So here's a screenshot of 3 different battle analyzers, 2 minutes of farming a piece, with the Scarlet Sorceress class, which is the better version of Blood Sorceress, the Master Ranger, and Blazebinder on the right. So you can see the 3, all 2 minutes long. You got 4,600 DPS, 4,100, and 43. The DPS is an indicative of how many kills the Scarlet Sorceress class got. For some reason, 81 kills, where Master Ranger got 86 and 90 for Blaze. So they're all around the same range, with the Scarlet Sorceress being on the lower end, almost 10 kills behind Blazebinder, which is pretty crazy for only 2 minutes of farming. Being 10 kills behind is quite a bit. It's quite a bit of XP you're missing out on there in just a short amount of time. So yeah, I think it's a fair class comparison. For Scarlet Sorceress, I was also using the healer enhancement on the NSOD, with no other damage boost other than NSOD, and the enhancement with the health vamp enhancement, not healer, health vamp. Wizard, of course. For Master Ranger, using full luck with the Spiral Carve, and Blazebinder, full wizard, Spiral Carve. So yeah, after the most recent buff to the class, it's about mediocre, which is the class designers straight up say that that's what it's supposed to be, and kind of sad for the class. I don't know, it's always been a cool class in my opinion, and there's a lack of range classes in the game. You got like Grenadier, which is a member only one, by the way. You got Abyssal Angel, paid only, by the way. And then you have this class. And are there any others? I mean, I guess you get the magic range, but I'm talking like, you know, projectile based range class. There's not a lot of them. So it would be cool to see some more, to be honest. I think it's an underutilized thing. You got a bunch of swords and a bunch of wizards. Not a lot of rangers in the game, so would be cool to see more. It's always been a soft spot for me. Part that I like in games. I usually gravitate towards the ranger classes in games, in MMOs. But yeah, so it's a mediocre class right now. not the greatest, but the reputation got easier to do if you're an original player from back in the day and you still think it's the same reputation to get the class. It's not. So if you want the class to fool around with it, it's easier than it used to be. So there's that. It's actually one of the easier ones to get. For how close it is to Blazebinder, it's a lot easier to get than Blazebinder, considering Blazebinder requires like 2 reputations or 3 reputations. I think it's 3 reputations. It would be 10. There's only 1 reputation for this class, so pretty easy requirements for how good it is now. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully this helped you out if you're thinking about farming the class, or just kind of curious about the buff on it. Seems like it's better than it used to be. Not great. So yeah, leave a like on the video if you like this. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And I'll have more videos like this in the future for different classes. There were a bunch of other buffs for a bunch of other classes. Arch Paladin got changed where it's less helpful now, but more DPS on it. And some other things also have changed. Check out the Class Council Twitter. They've been changing classes quite often, and if there's ones that are interesting to me, like Master Ranger is interesting to me, I'll put a video on it, but I'm not covering each and every class change on the channel, so make sure you keep up to date on the actual Twitter there. So yeah, like I said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.